What's it like to start a food business with your best friend? In this Service Please Snack, we talk about the pros and cons of starting a food business with your best friend. How to set clear boundaries between your working and professional relationship, the beauty of sharing the highs and lows together, and of course, having to leave the egos at the door. And then obviously you're talking about you're at the market with Bath, and then it's just been catalysed, just mates having a good time.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're running a business with like your best friend and things like that. Like I think a lot of people always ask me, running businesses with my partner and things like that. Obviously it's a different kind of dynamic of a relationship, but it's still a very integral relationship to your life. What kind of like process has that been, like forming that side of your relationship and stuff like that?
Yeah, I personally think there's pros and cons, you know. I think it is hard, you know. I think I'd have to be honest and say it is hard, you know, because people think, oh yeah, wow, great, you're doing something with your best mate. Yeah, but you know, a working relationship, it's quite hard sometimes to separate a working relationship with a personal relationship, you know. Because you've got all of this love for them as a person, outside of work, outside of business, and sometimes that can affect how you think about them or how you treat them in business, you know, because there might be like a harsh thing you need to do and sort, and you might be like, oh, you might give a little bit of a benefit of the doubt or something like that, you know. Don't get me wrong, me and Beth have had loads of rows, you know. We've had loads of arguments, loads of fights. But I think as the time's going on, we're kind of understanding each other a bit better because we've never been in this capacity, you know. We've only been friends in like, so, you know, you have fun on a night out, or you're an emotional crutch, or, you know, you're kind of there for each other in that way. But when it's business, it's kind of different. It's a totally different thing. And also we've got different experiences as well, you know. I've kind of been doing, not this, but I've been, I suppose, in a commercial space for quite a long time, you know, and where he's kind of new into it. So that was a bit of a rub as well. Yeah. So it's been difficult, but then I think the pros are that it's like, who better to share the fun, exciting, and the highs and the successes with than your best mate? Like, that's exactly who you want to be, you know? Like, even just quickly circling back to that Jamaica trip that kind of was the catalyst for all of this, you know, I was on that trip with Nathaniel. That's my best mate, you know. It's like, you know, like one of my best mates. And it's like, wow, who better to share this moment with, you know? So I think, yeah, you're going to share the highs, but you're going to share the lows as well, you know. But it is difficult. I wouldn't say to anyone it's easy. It is difficult. It is difficult. But, you know, maybe even the rows are the good thing, because you can probably row because you are that close with them. You can just be like, fuck it, and just fucking have it with them, and because you're so close, you know. So
like family kind of thing.
Exactly.
And it probably strives innovation and gets things done a little bit quicker in some respects.
Exactly. You know, because that's exactly what it does, you know, because then someone looks at her, oh fuck man, I don't want to fuck up, or I don't want to be, you know, so they kind of walk straight.
And do you think as time has gone on, it has become more clear for like roles and responsibilities within the business and the strengths, like people can actively identify their strengths and weaknesses and like, right, okay, I'm going to run with this. This is my thing. This is, you know what I mean? Whereas before, everyone's just got a bit of an ego, right? And everyone's like, right, I can do everything.
Yeah.
And actually then ironing that out and working all of that out, especially like you said, if someone's not come from as much of a commercial background and stuff like that, understanding how to even, you know, communicate, be on emails, like set up a calendar invites, all of those kind of things. I know it sounds ridiculous, but those are the things in which you need to work through together and things like that.
100%. And I think, you know, that word ego that you said, it was there at the start, you know. But I think it's been eradicated, it's been dropped. So, you know, now it's like, okay, look, I know that I can't do this thing, or vice versa, or Beth can say, look, you know, hands up, I can't actually do this thing, look, you know, P, look, can you take care of that or whatever? But it's taken us a while to get there. You know, it's taken us a couple of years to get there. But I'm thankful that we're there.
Great.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that snack from the full episode with Pia Santi of Trap Fruits. If you could tell one other person about this podcast, or even use their phone to like, follow, and share, it will be much appreciated. You can also go one step further and become a patron of the podcast via www.serviceplease.io. Any monthly contributions will help amplify the voices of the hospitality and wider food industry, enabling more people to understand the innovations and daily struggles of one of the most dynamic sectors, and of course, the tastiest.